Hey, I'm Jonathan, and I live in London, England.
Hey, I'm Jeff, and I live in Perth, Australia.
Together, we are Echo and Sidetrack.
We produce music that sounds like this.
And this.
And even this. This podcast is about music, creativity, and everything in between the giant space that separates us.
Welcome to A Band Apart with Echo and Sidetrack.
Welcome back, listeners, to part 2 of our 2-part podcast with the Lee Mvtthews boys. Before we get started, I just want to thank you to those who attended the Discipline single launch last Friday in Perth. It was live streamed. It looked like it was amazing. The cardboard cutout of myself made a little bit of an appearance, and I felt your hands and other body parts all over me, even here in London. So thank you very much for that. Jeff smashed it. Looked like a great time. That is actually now streamable live on our Facebook if you want to head over and watch the set. Sweet. Let's dive right into part 2, where we pick up with the story from a night we played a set at the Rosemount in Perth. Enjoy.
We had an MC for an hour, and then he left, and we had 30 minutes left. And this guy kind of just made his way up to the mic, and we didn't see him, and he grabbed the mic, and he just started MCing like it was 1996, like proper 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everybody come back in the live, but like just repeating his fucking lines, and like
Out of time,
and just like
That sounds like one of the MCs here.
man, this guy was like 45 years old, and the best thing is we have this set recorded, and it's like the set's quite cool, and then it gets like you just hear this guy get on the mic and be like, yeah, is this thing on? All right, sick. Okay, all right, 1, make some noise for the steam train. It's like he's just got fucking the shittest bars. We should expose that person, Jonathan.
Do you have this recorded?
Oh, I'd have to dig it out, but yeah, it's
we
somewhere.
can find it.
Wow.
All right,
Podcast.
we're gonna go.
Yeah.
We'll go again, and then we'll chat some more, and we'll find some demos. I'll look for some demos.
A word from our sponsors.
Oh, we should have ads. You guys got to be sponsored by Heineken by now, surely.
Oh, fuck, you're telling me. Who does sponsor us? Rinse Vodka gives us boxes every now and then. Go drink it. If you're in the North Island, you can buy it. Just got a bit of backhanded compliment to the song if you care to hear.
Yeah.
Tags at Brittany. This slaps harder than it should. I'm not really sure what you mean by that, but thanks. I guess. Thanks. Are you saying that our other songs are just fucking middle of the road? What do you mean by that?
I wasn't expecting much, but I'm impressed. That's funny.
Oh, we played our last song, Turning Back. We had this bloke. He commented 3 times, and he was like, "Oh, this is average from you guys." And I was like, "That's fine. Like, you're allowed to have that opinion. You've said it once, not twice, but 3 times." And then he comments on Discipline, like, "Oh my god, finally it's out." And I'm like, these songs, like, huh? It was the same dude. And I was like, they're both like, like quite, energetic dance floor tunes. How they're not that different in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, Discipline's a little bit more aggressive, but I just found it bizarre that if you'd question, you'd find one version average and the other, oh my god, it's finally out. Fuck yeah.
It comes down to that, like what people hear.
yeah,
like,
the
it's like
small
you-
little. I don't know. Sorry, Jeff. You gone.
No, it's just people that you just like, what the fuck is going on? Oh my god, I'm just trying to find that song on my computer, and I'm not doing a very good job of it.
What was that? What was that accent?
No, I don't know. Some sort of person.
On my computer.
On my computer. At my computer. It's
What we'll do is we'll play the demos, pick them apart, and then we'll probably have to wind it down because we're reaching the 70-minute mark.
No worries, boys.
Oh, but you guys, you got to tell us what your craziest like deck stories.
Oh
were.
yeah.
Like,
So when you boys literally came off, then we both, as we sort of deliberated after we got off the call, we were just like, oh, one springs to mind, and we said the exact same story.
Well, there are a dozen because as we mentioned earlier, we were club DJs to start. So like the first place we held residency, there was a strip pole in the venue,
Sick.
and like if you'd open, like
It wasn't sick.
that's where amateur strippers go to practice.
Yeah.
So you'd be opening DJ playing Motier's gas pedal.
Yeah.
And there'd be some bird in literally nothing but high heels and a G-string, and you're like, this is the weirdest dance floor I've ever played to, but what do you want to listen to, darling?
Yeah. Is this too fast? Do you need to, do you want me to rewind? Have you got something better for the intro?
And then the one that like sort of sparked off what you guys were saying, like in terms of like a bit of argy-bargy. We played at Cassette 9 in Auckland, which is like this venue that it's like you've got the decks right there, and then there's like this little bit below it.
So there's a stage, is what you're trying to say?
Nah, it's not really a stage. I'd just say it's almost like it's like a raised area.
Yeah, it's where you'd put the drum kit in a bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's not overly like a stage, it's a raised area. And then we're playing away, and we were probably actually playing pretty much just like dubstep and drum and bass at the time.
Yeah, absolute noise.
Like it was all go. And a dude in the front row, like we had a lot of friends in the venue, and like a dude in the front row like starts fighting one of our friends. And like it was at the sort of the point where we kind of had the whole venue in the palm of our hand sort of thing. Like it was just the whole place was going off. And like I was on the mic quite a lot, and literally Graham sees it, and we didn't even speak to each other about what we were going to do. Graham sees it, spins back the deck, shut the fader down. I grab the microphone and I'm like, "Oi, dickhead, get the fuck off my friend." And then like the security come towards him, and they start like bringing him towards, and I see that the whole crowd's sort of looking at me, and I just go, "Get the fuck out, get the fuck out." And the whole venue just starts chanting him, and just sort of like the security guard's got a hold of him, but like all the punters are just sort of like lightly shoving him out of the door. And it was just like such a unified, like, you're a twat, like, get out of the club. And like he got out, and I was like, "How about that fucking guy, eh?" And everyone's like, "Yeah!"
And like a bit of backstory, the mate he was picking on had just been in a car accident, and his stomach would still had like quite loose stitching.
Oh, shit.
And so we were like extra like, don't fuck up our friend.
Yeah, we were like, "Nah, this is not all good."
Same venue, 2 years prior, the armed offenders came in because some dude on the balcony pulled out a gun, and in New Zealand you're not allowed guns. So someone knocked on him. And the armed defenders rolled in while we were playing Mr. Carmack, and I didn't even spot a thing, and they were just rolled in, rolled out, and the guy was apprehended quick smart. Good on them. But let's play some demos, eh?
So just hold on a second. So like basically you guys are playing Mr. Carmack, and then you're like, "Well, something's gone over there," and like who came in, like a SWAT team, and sorted him out and just like got him out. Really?
Yeah. New Zealand SWAT. The armed defenders came in, took him out. There's like 8 of them, I suppose.
And when you say took him out, you don't mean shot him in the head from a fucking just like
No.
We are in New Zealand.
We use guns properly.
Yeah, amen.
And not at all. We use our words and tasers.
Yeah.
Did they leave everyone else alone? Like, was someone did they shut down the bar or?
No, we kept playing. We kept playing.
That dude got escorted out, and the night continued as it was.
No one knew a
I
thing.
love that like
That's
someone's
so sick.
at the bar and then turns around, and then like 3 SWAT guys walk in and go, "Oh, sorry, mate," and just like kind of walk around and go up to the guy with the gun. Like, someone said you had a gun. He's like, "Oh, fuck." Yep, I do.
That is the most New Zealand way to take some.
Yeah.
I do.
Hey, mate, are you the bloke with the gun, or is it that guy?
And he's sitting there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've got a gun."
Why did I bring a gun? I shouldn't have brought my gun. Fuck. I probably
And
shouldn't
then
own it.
his mate tapped him on the shoulder and was like, "Nah, you're a dick for bringing a gun.
Yeah,
mate.
yeah,
You shouldn't have brought a gun."
Oh, that's
No, just leave it with me. No, I won't tell them I've got it.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, hi. I'd like a plate of big tunes and a serving of piping hot bangers on the side.
Were you guys able to select a demo?
Yes.
We have selected a demo, but should we go first, or do you guys go first?
We'll go first. Because I just uploaded this bad boy to Dropbox.
Give us some backstory. Do we have a title, a vocalist, or what's the vibe?
The title is Challenger. And Jonathan, do you want to you give us a bit of backstory on this one?
This one is
It's like 2018 spec demo.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. You listen to some of these demos, or like I just hear the word Challenger and I remember the song, and I would like to work on it more. But it was basically just trying to make a song from 3 chords, and using interesting voicing on chords, basically, and trying to keep everything pretty simple. Often when I'm writing things, I can complicate things very quickly. So this is trying to keep everything quite simple. I think that's
It's very the name is very
challenging,
abstract in a way. Yeah.
Honestly, I think around the time I had watched a documentary about the Challenger spaceship accident.
Is that the laptop on your desktop right there?
The what?
Is that the laptop on your desk? Because it sounds like it's taken off, mate.
As soon because we used to make jokes about your computer, I knew exactly what you were talking about. We used to call Graham's laptop the spaceship because when we'd fire up a demo, it'd be like, okay, give me 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I couldn't produce tunes on my own laptop for like 2.5 years because it just wouldn't have anything more than 3 serums before crashing.
I don't know what's going wrong with mine. I think, I know what's happening.
Well,
Yeah,
for sure. Don't try and change it now.
No, I've just been editing videos, and I've got
yeah.
Ableton. So once you've got Premiere, Ableton, and Zoom open, it's just struggle town.
Probably trying to talk to each other as well. About this demo as well. I think we kind of got it to this point. I remember taking it to play at some shows, and it was kind of like, I don't know, something about it never sat right with me. Like this, like I remember being like, it was one of those songs I'm like, feels like Jono's thing, and I'm gonna mix it and I'm gonna have some input, but I was just gonna push it along that way. And like just listening to the demo, then I'm like, to find it, I was like, oh, there's cool elements of this, but I think just it always just like I was like, this is a bit like lame.
I think that there's something about certain voicings that Jeff doesn't like that I do like. Like, for one example, I like it when you go up by semitones and everything's got this kind of like Eastern, like an Eastern keys feel, or like haunted house melody, if you will. And like
the Bazaar at Marrakesh. The Bazaar at Marrakesh.
The Bazaar at Marrakesh. I like that type of, like those type of melodies. Jeff, on the other hand, doesn't. So I think a main difference.
Not always. It's just
no, but in general, like that's one thing between us when it comes to like harmonies and melody that is quite different. And I think this is probably an example of something that, because I hear what you're saying and about the lameness of it. I know exactly what you mean. If what we would probably do is
These guys are mean to each other, right?
Just stab in the back.
it's also because
we're
it's also because it's an older demo, so it's not like it's like, oh man, this is like really exciting. I'm pretty sure I know how I feel about this song.
Yeah,
and
See, we've prepared a more recent demo, so we're like quite happy with our one. Now you may want to revisit our
choice. I guess.
Oh no, we should do ours, and then we'll all talk about how we feel about ours, and then we'll be super harsh
We'll talk
on
about
yours.
how lame yours is.
Yeah, we'll talk
Yeah.
about.
And we'll rip it apart.
All right, bring it. Bring it.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see. Like, we've obviously like kind of like, guys, this is not very good. We're not very happy with it, and it's like you guys are hearing it with fresh ears, so it'd be cool to hear like your reaction.
True, that's a good point.
Okay, I just sent you the link on the Facebook, so yeah, give it a listen.
Tom, give it up, get it up.
And I'll listen again over here, and
Okay.
and then we'll come back in a minute.
What's the audio quality like if you share screen?
It's kind of average.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
pretty average.
okay.
So yeah, just like I just listened to it on
Demo,
my
is that
headphones.
version 47? Holy shit.
Yeah, but version 47.
We've got a graphics on our hands, eh?
Yeah.
but that's not version 47 as in like 47 different versions. It's like 47 saves. So sometimes I'll just be like, oh, save it. Yeah. All right. Let's.
Okay.
Let's start.
Are we all going to mute?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's all mute.
We'll all be in the headphones, so we'll just look. Should we all press play on 3, 2, 1.
That's the end of the demo.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's gone into another song on iTunes, and I got real confused then. But I actually really liked that.
One thing I'd say, guys, and I feel like you may agree with this in some form of way, is that I really like the way that you guys write melodies and that you guys put progressions together and stuff. And like, if that was, excuse the term, 2020'd, that would be
fair.
That'd be fucking sick. And I feel like in dance floor at the moment, there's fucking slim pickings on like real out the gate sort of new shit.
Yeah.
And in terms of like cool melodic stuff that's really sick to play, like and it's, you know, yes, there is a good one every now and again, but like if that was 2020, that would be no, because discipline's
I know, I'm just doing a plug. Shut up, keep going.
Lol. And I wish there was more of that shit out there, basically.
Okay.
I liked it. I liked the progression of the song. Like it made sense. And I literally made a similar like demo like a month ago because I made a really intense lead that didn't really fit any other melody except for a descending like I like the progression, like the intro to break down to like it made sense as a song.
The B section as well, like that was it was like, oh, okay, cool, that's different, but fuck that, I like that it just jumps out and just goes into it. And then the bit that Jeff reacted to, that little like the chordy bit on the build up, like that was dope.
Yeah, personally I like the second breakdown. I feel like you could just just write the song based on the second breakdown. Like don't have it go so like skipping down the road. Like the first drop is a little bit like fucking tiptoe through the tulips kind of vibe, and I feel like
Do you not feel though that if that had like
If it had a bit of weight
a
behind
sick
it.
mix and like sick synths, it would just not fucking carry? Or
Maybe I'm just like, I can't remember why I think I didn't like the way this song was kind of like very much ABC. There wasn't it didn't have a hook. It didn't hold. It was kind of just like, especially
If you did it,
but would you not put vocals on something like that? Or
I kind of get what Jeff's saying in terms of like, if you were to like reiterate what you just heard to someone, there's different sections. You wouldn't be able to give them a clear like chorus. But then it changes in 16 bars.
But for me, this, I think, I mean, Jeff and I have had this discussion before. Like, not everything has to be a hook. So for me, this was very
True.
like, this was like a drum and this is like a quintessential kind of drum and bass song. It wasn't something that would be on the radio. It would be like a kind of tool. It would be like a song that reminds me of is like Harmonize by Carl. Kind of.
Don't know if I know that one.
don't know if I know. No.
Or like, I can't think of anything else. But like,
Sidewinder by Mvtthews and Cameron Crooked.
yeah.
but just like it's not a hooky thing. I don't know. In dance, when you make dance floor, it's so easy to just be like, oh, this song just needs something. What's it gonna need? A hook. Put a hook in there, like a hook or a vocal. And I guess at the time, I was like, I don't want to put a hook or a vocal in this song.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, this song as well, John. It's like everyone we played it to, people were like, "Oh yeah," and it never like, because I feel like it's too many ideas. We hadn't worked it hard and long enough.
Yeah,
but we also were like, I don't love the idea enough to keep going with it. So it's kind of like one of those ideas that like, there's other things out there. Like
I think what I would
if I
probably
could find
do,
the project, I'd happily send it to you, Jono, and like be like, mate,
you should
2020
because my favorite beat about the whole thing is the modulated hi-hats in the intro and the intro in general, and like the intro horn chord that happens at the
intro is
cool.
sick. Yeah, the intro is sick.
Yeah,
and
and the
but
breakdown.
I
do because I do think the drop is kind of a bit lackluster, but
there's something about it that I'm just like, I don't want to play this song, like which is a funny reaction. Like, you should want to play your music, and
Sure.
and like I think there's something about it just
do you want to go da na na da na na?
no, and man, even I remember the stop, you know, da-na-na-na-na-na. It just like, it fucking sounds like it would work at a different tempo as a pop song, or the drums need to be different. There's all these elements. Things are kind of right, but there's some things that aren't working, and at the time we just didn't know what it was. So maybe if I can find
Sounds like my ex-relationship.
Well, that's exactly right. It's like it is like a relationship. You're like, on paper these things are working.
That was just
This is going well, but this is clearly not. We got to change that. But if we change that, then the other parts fall apart. And like this song got a fair bit of work, and I think we offered it as a collab to more than one person, and they were like, "Oh yeah," and it was kind of like, "Nah, that's not gonna happen."
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe it can be turned into something. I don't know. Maybe as well, it's just like, I'll give you the bones of the song, Jono, and you'll just, you'll use this as a step off point to turn it into something else, which is more exciting, rather than going like, maybe if I make those chords a different sound, it'll be better, because it's still going to be the essence of the song if you just change sounds and stuff like that.
I guess what's interesting though is like in my mind, and seeing what you guys can do, is I can fully visualize that being like a fucking sick
I can
Echo
see
and
it. I
Sidetrack
can see it
banger.
working.
you know, like all of that sort of shit. Like, I can see you guys fucking working that out. Like, but it's not. Obviously, it's not there now, but I don't know. Like, I like that. I like the pattern. I like the intro and stuff like that. But I think probably maybe why I think like that is me and Graham probably get to write together quite infrequently just because of work and all of that sort of shit. And we kind of just like, we'll make ideas and then the ideas get thrown into a box and then that box is sort of just like, all of these are good and they will get finished at some point and we will make them work. And it's just like, rather than just going, that shit, fuck it off, it's like drawing board, what can you do?
Well, it's quite interesting, like doing all this, playing the demos to each other once a week. There has only been 2 or 3 demos that have been like, oh yeah, that's not anything. It feels like every other one is like, oh, send me that project. Or like, oh, we should work on that one. Like, there's always, like, you kind of question why we stopped working on that tune a little. And I think sometimes we can be pretty quick to throw out things before maybe they've gestated enough to catch our ear a bit.
But also sometimes you got to stop a song to come back to it. Like, Johnny, we've got a bunch of demos that you're like, if I keep bashing up against this, I'm not going to go anywhere. But I'm going to open that project in a year's time and be like, oh, that's exactly what this song needs.
Yeah.
Totally.
But do you guys feel like you look at it and go, I don't have that in me at this moment, so I don't want to divulge my energy into it? Or I like parts of this and I can see it being reworked, but I'm not ready for that? Or what's the...
Yeah, a little bit of the energy thing and also the, like, I can't see the vision. It's almost like, oh, I'd prefer to give it to someone who can see it turning into something, because otherwise I'm just going to try technique 1 through 50 and try and make something work. But if someone else has a vision for it, they're going to be able to turn it into something.
But I guess there would be an idea that if neither of us have a vision for it, we shouldn't work on it and we should wait for a project that we both like have something for.
Totally. And sometimes it's situational, you know, like you get approval to finish one song where you something pops up and you're like, okay, I need to focus my attention on this. And then, you know, what you had intentions for kind of gets left to the wayside and you kind of just overlook it while you're focusing on this next new thing that you've kind of signed yourself into finishing.
Yeah.
I have a follow-up question as well. What happens to the podcast listener during this segment? Do we overlay the audio?
They hear the audio. They don't just hear us react to the audio and be like, oh, that sounds fucking
sick. Because
just the chuckle in the middle, just Jeff and us looking at each other, being like, oh.
No, I thought that was the case, but I had to, yeah. Well, very cool. It's nice to get a little insight into your history.
Yeah, and I guess the way that you guys work.
Can we hear your demo now? We showed you ours. Can we see yours?
Gee, I'm back in primary school.
Now, this one, it does have a home, so to speak, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay. So yeah, maybe only we'll in this podcast we'll only put like a minute up or something like that.
But it's not going to be out for the long, very foreseeable future, I believe.
What do you mean, the song or the podcast?
The song.
Yeah, well, we don't know the release date, but I don't really care. They're not going to listen to her.
So this is coming out on someone already?
Yeah.
Yes, potentially. Wink, wink.
Potentially?
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the tune? It's called
Come Down, featuring Christchurch singer Prinz, which is, I think you may have heard I think Jeff may have heard some of Prinz's voice on some of the demos that we sent through initially when we like sort of made contact with DMR. And this is another one with her that is sort of separate to that. And
so she features on our upcoming tune, Don't Say It.
Yeah, and it was
Out
kind of
October 30th.
lol.
Ooh.
And quite a funny story around like how we got to working with her is literally she DM'd us on Instagram saying like, "Hey guys, I really like your music. Would you like to collaborate? I'm in Auckland on these
Wow.
dates."
See you, Carl.
And
See you, Carl.
I was just like, yeah, like sure thing. And then like I sort of did a bit of a Spotify and then listened to her and I was like, oh fuck yeah, we're collaborating.
Sick.
Like she was an incredible vocalist. And this was I did like 2 days in the studio with her, just me and her, and then like, but initially we'd sort of wrote the 2 original demos separately.
Yeah, me and you were in the studio, kind of just piecing things together,
Yeah.
and then her vocal just, excuse me, a little bit gassy from the Heineken, unsponsored. Just from, she just kind of tied together the whole intro verse, like she hit the brief perfectly.
And it was really cool as well because we'd just come off the back of writing the first one, and then I was like, "Fuck! You're so sick. I want to write with you again." Like, and she was like, "Yeah, absolutely." Like we gel really well in the studio, blah blah blah, and yeah, we wrote this second one together like pretty much the day after, and then me and you, when we had our production week last week, just sort of put it all together. Yeah. It's not done yet.
It's still in a demo. This is just the closest version we've got so far.
Okay. Yeah.
But the hands that be have said, I like the direction, will give you the benefit of the doubt that you can make it good.
Man, that's such a powerful thing to get. Show it to someone and then be like, yeah, I trust your guys' production and your vision, that you know that sound that's a bit shit at the moment is going to sound like I imagine it.
Yeah, it was quite cool actually. The comment was like, although it needs a lot of work, like this is going to be sick.
All right.
We'll tell you off air.
Yeah. Oh man, you guys have got to tell us that, and we got to hear Jono's fucking not safe for work.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
so should we push play?
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Do you want to do a countdown?
3.
Okay, 3,
Yeah.
2, 1, go.
You're leading me on, too good to be true, too good to be true. You're no good for me, I can't escape you, I can't escape you. 'Cause it's real right now, I don't even know what I need right now, I need right now. Take me down. You don't play for keeps, but I'll keep you around. I'll keep you around. Have no doubt. You can keep me screaming.
That's fucking sick.
Oh, cheers.
Yeah.
mate.
Oh man, like I have some comments and some like, ideas. If you want like live feedback, if you're happy for that, like we'll play a section on the podcast and I give you some comments.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
oath. Yeah.
Man, her vocal performance is really good, and it's like the it's got a good amount of sexiness to it as well. Like I can hear that being belted out in a club, and I can hear that being something that translates to the way people want to sing along to it. It's definitely got a lot of feeling. It kind of reminds me of like I don't like when people make comparisons, so I'm not going to make comparison. But
No, if you've got a song for reference, fire it over.
I might have some stuff. I reckon the build up with the drums could be a lot like cleaner and like straighter, a little bit like less confused, because you're not going to go into some quite noisy, amen-y, choppy thing. It could just be like kind of kick drums and effects, and just like kind of build it up.
real straight.
And like
Doof, doof,
a
doof,
little bit
doof,
of like roll to it, but not break roll. Like maybe just like a rolling snare or something. And then I reckon that main bass sound is just needs a little bit more, like, not sure whether it's detuning or something, just to make it kind of a little more like at the moment.
Do you mean the or the like
The
lead.
The lead.
the
lead.
main
lead.
sound, the sound that like should it just needs to
Bit more movement,
a little bit
you
more
think?
movement in kind of a detuning kind of way that makes it sound, it's like got the right amount of aggression, but it doesn't have the kind of amount of separation. It still sounds a little bit like two together. It needs to come up, and potentially you could automate that kind of, like, it could be something you play with a little bit to pull it apart.
I think like even listening back to it now, I'm like that, because initially in the like probably one of the first demos, that was like way hotter than we currently have it. Like that was like screaming on top.
Because when the first demo didn't have any filler space,
No,
so
it was
we
it was just like
that was the only thing we had running.
big old fat lead off operator, and that was it.
But that it's so close to working. It's just I want that sound to just be a bit more canine than what it is.
Oh,
I think
okay.
what you could do is put a fab filter. You guys use fab filter, I assume, EQs.
All
If
the
you
time, baby.
put a massive bell, and find that like weird kind of like frequency, and like automate
Sample
that
that.
as the length of the note goes, boosting up fucking ridiculously long, and then like obviously put some EQs after it to pull down the intenseness, just to push that, like those couple of those lower harmonics, because I want that sound to be a bit more like have a bit more harmonic interest rather than at the moment. Oh, fuck's sake, Mike. At the moment,
It's like a frequency with a frequency shifter. You'd be able to find the note, and you'd get this like
I want it to, it's a bit more like warmth. I don't know. The thing that makes those canine bass lines so interesting is pushing it through. He's got like I don't know what the analog filter a lot of those new school jump up dudes used as a filter that's just got super great. Like, it's got amazing resonance on it and drive.
I really like the middle section as well. Like, again, I'm not sure it should go to the like kind of edited amen thing. I feel like it could go.
No amen.
Yeah.
That's Tom's favorite part.
But I
What? No, I love the breaksy part about it, but like I know it needs work.
Yeah.
Like, because that was definitely just like, all right, we will work on that part, but I love the fact that it goes out of that drop and then straight into that vocal with those like real like racy drums, and so it doesn't have to be an amen, but
Well, we pretty much left that untouched from Demo 1.
But that vibe.
Yeah,
is,
I think I'd
Continue,
I
fellas.
love the vibe. I think whatever it's going to become as you work it more, and also you could probably, I mean, you work on your transitions, but as you transition into that, with as you have with some filtering sounds and stuff like that, like because it goes down to the broken, like you've shifted the snare, so like it should just kind of keep rolling a little bit, like with the like kind of dark grease in a pad, so it should feel like not so much like the song has completely changed, almost just like you've turned off the bass, stripped back, and then like you're in an empty room.
It's continuing.
Yeah, you're in an empty room, and then you can work out how that filters and down. But at the same time, if you can make that snap, like quick transition to the right break, chop, and everything work, it could be quite a powerful switch moment when you're DJing.
I think the key is there's just busyness, and that's what we're hearing in that part. So if you only did one kick instead of doing the regular kick pattern for the breakbeat part, if you just did one kick on the one, every 8 bars, just do one kick and turn down the amen a bit, and maybe like embrace the space that allows the break to have room, because it's kind of like everything drops on the actual drop and it's got lots of energy, and then it goes to the switch up, and there's still, for me, too much energy that keeps going. Like you want it to have like a bit of a reprieve. So I think only having a kick on the one every 4 or 8 bars, and that will instantly make a bit more room. And
because that vocal in that point is like just super powerful and like kind of intimate.
And I like
Yeah.
that. And I like I even like the click. The click is the snare. I would probably filter. You could put like a flange filter on the amen, or even fuck with another break. Have you guys got that Blue Martin Jungle Pack? I'll send it over to you.
But thank you.
But it's got great great breaks in it, and there's one that we used. Oh, sorry, I'm just looking for it now. We used on Long Summer. That's just got a bit of. Yeah, it's just got a bit more like shake to it, and isn't as is in your face as the amen. I think because I do think just like a little bit of energy needs to be taken out of that spot.
Because I think the main thing in that section is the rhythmic pattern is cool, but as you said, Jono, it's like it just doesn't need to be as angry.
Yeah,
we often fall into wanting to keep the energy of the drop continued.
Yeah, for sure.
We think about it on more of like a we're gigging out sort of vibe, and we want to keep the energy going. But there are songs that do need a pull out, and this is one of them. I think you've.
I also think you can keep the energy going, but just like shifting it, like if the low end is super solid during that point and really rumbling, just like with an ambient pad, it kind of becomes like quite hauntingly beautiful. Like the
Karaoke.
fucking what's the In for the Kill Scream bootleg or remix or whatever it was. There's so much power in just going to that fucking Reese and that break. Like that becomes the new energy for that point. It's not about that like loud, like woo, like punchy, pitchy sound. So it becomes this like you maintain the energy, but you've shifted the focus, so to speak. I really fucking like it. I think it's fucking cool as shit. And I think you've got yourself a banger.
Thanks, boys.
Yeah, it's really good.
Appreciate that.
That'll be our promo. Jeff says banger.
banger. Okay, so should we wind it up? We've been talking for
some time.
A minute.
Over
it's been a hot minute.
90 minutes. So it's going to have to be a 2-parter.
Ooh.
Good yarn though, boys. Good yarn.
Yeah, thank
really
you so
enjoyed
much
it.
for coming
This
on the
is-
podcast, and I hope that we can fucking get together and have some beers real soon, eh? Like,
Oh, honestly.
Cheers to that,
Cheers,
Tom.
boys.
Cheers, guys.
I'll do my empty water bottle.
What time zones are you on? What's the deal over there? It's like it's 11 o'clock for us.
Yeah, it's that quite late at night. I'm at 5 in the afternoon or whatever, 6 in the afternoon, and John is at like 9 in the morning.
10:48.
We've done well to orchestrate it. I think it's
What?
really good. Yeah, 10:48 in the morning. Did you say, John?
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, when Jono came through with those times, I was like, "Yep, absolutely brilliant."
Yeah, it did actually quite well. But yeah, hopefully we can get together in NZ sooner rather than later. You might see me before you see Jonathan. I'm holding some hope for me to come over with some sort of exemption or something. I don't know, but that's up to bigger powers than just me.
Hey, I've got an idea.
Go on.
Come quarantine and we'll write another banger.
Yeah, that's actually a
If you're here for 2 weeks,
yeah,
you know.
that's totally.
granted you'll be in a hotel, but fuck
I'll
it.
just send you Dropbox links. Yeah, I don't even know if I can travel there. Though. But that's not a bad idea.
See if you can fly from Perth, and because I know people have arrived in New Zealand, but
Because I feel as well, like on Alex Perez is
He
living
moved.
here
Yeah,
now.
Alex moved.
But like like obviously if you were to play multiple shows over here, you're set to make quite a bit of cash, and it's financially worth it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm on board. We just have to speak to our agent and also probably the government. I just turn up at the airport like I'm going to New Zealand. The Lee Matthews boys said I can just like quarantine and we're going to make a banger. Have you listened to Discipline? Have you listened to it? Here, let me play it through my phone. It gets there. It's just it's a bit of a long intro and it's a fucking banger. Yeah. Like, you should mix this with fucking.
To be fair, our Prime Minister gave Prince Harry a Shapeshifter CD when he visited. So,
Oh, that's sick.
you know,
She seems like a G.
she may have heard of...
Yeah, if she gets voted in again, bro, we're on. We're all good. No worries.
When is your election?
This month.
when do we have to vote?
Very, very soon, like
Yeah,
in 2
cool.
weeks.
I'm
yeah.
enrolled, but I just haven't voted yet.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah, cool.
You'll be okay.
That's
Cool.
good. Like I feel like there's a little bit of a. It's like it's all right. I've got you. You're gonna make. I'm gonna make sure you vote. You're gonna.
Yeah.
This is a whole relationship. Tom, when do I have to turn up at the airport?
Yeah. You're the older brother, Tom.
Massively.
No, yes and no. Like, there's definitely times where I'm just like, I will get like absolutely written off, and like, I mean, not that Graham looks after me. It's more just like
Wake up, the
there's-
fucking transfer's here.
It's more just like when
Yeah.
I fuck out, there's no pilot driving the plane.
it's interesting because sometimes Jeff and I switch between those roles.
Well, you guys met me in Queenstown. How do you think? What?
drunk.
All I
I would
remember.
describe you.
All I remember from that convo is production. Nothing specifics, just mixdowns.
Yeah.
That's
Bro, do
often.
you use ProQ? Like,
Yeah.
It's pretty sick, eh? You know that linear phase mode is fucking unreal, eh?
Do you sidechain?
There's the callback. Right out to round up the show.
Yeah, perfect. All right, we will say big love. We'll stop recording, but keep the conversation going because Jonathan has a fucking
Yeah, right
story
on.
to tell. All right,
Cool.
big love, guys. Thank you so much.
Lots of love, guys. Thank you
Thanks
so
to
much.
everyone who listened. We love you.
It ended a bit abruptly there just because the guys accidentally stopped recording for a small bit. Thank you all for listening to this two-parter. We thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. Definitely we'll have the boys back for another one. It was lots of laughs. Our single Discipline is out now on Dark Machine Records. Go stream it. Go buy it. Go ingest it. Yeah. Hope you enjoy it. And we'll see you next week for just a regular podcast. Back to regular old Jeff and Jono programming. Who knows what we'll talk about? we'll come up with something, as we always do. Okay. Sleep well, dear listener.